All right, let's look at the homework that talked about lessons 3 through 6. So in this first problem, we know that the ratio of milk to cocoa powder is 2 to 5. And so if I want to draw a diagram that shows that, I need my labels. So I'll have milk. I'm just going to put CP for cocoa powder. And I know I need 2 cups of milk for every 5. I'll try to make this smaller because they're teaspoons. For every tablespoons of cocoa powder. Now it's a diagram, so this would be one batch. And if I wanted to draw in a second batch or a third, I would add another diagram and then another diagram. All right, let's look at this problem with Diego. So we are mixing green paint by mixing 10 tablespoons of yellow and 2 tablespoons of blue. And we need to decide which of these mixtures produces the same shade of green paint as Diego's mixture. So let's look at A. For every 5 tablespoons of blue, mix in 1 tablespoon of yellow. So this is an example of why order is really important and why we need to attach labels to numbers. So notice here that there's way more yellow paint than blue paint, and here there's way more blue paint than yellow paint. So that cannot possibly be an option. Mix tablespoons of blue and yellow paint in the ratio of 1 to 5. And so here, an equivalent ratio of this 10 yellow to 2 blue would be 5 to 1, and that's yellow to blue. So we could say that the ratio of blue to yellow would be 1 to 5. Letter C, mix tablespoons of yellow paint and blue paint in the ratio 15 to 3. So we're good so far in that there's more yellow than blue. And I can see here that 15 to 3 would be an equivalent ratio to 5 to 1. I multiplied each part by 3, so C also works. Mix 11 tablespoons of yellow and 3 tablespoons of blue. That is not an equivalent ratio. There's no way for me to multiply that 5 and 1 by the same number in order to get an equivalent ratio that's 11 and 3. And for every tablespoon of blue paint, mix in 5 tablespoons of yellow paint. That's right. That's another way to say that ratio of 1 to 5 for blue to yellow. All right, let's look at this next question. So we know that in the fruit bowl, we have 6 bananas, 4 apples, and 3 oranges. So for every 4 apples, there are 3 oranges. The ratio of blank to blank is 6 to 3. So 6 was bananas. The ratio of bananas to 3 was oranges is 6 to 3. Let's look for 4 to 6. That would be the ratio of apples to bananas is 4 to 6. And let's break that down to an equivalent ratio. For every 1 orange, there are some number of bananas. So let's look up at our problem. For every 3 oranges, we know, actually 30 is a terrible way to write that because you might think it's 30. The ratio is 3 oranges to 6 bananas. So an equivalent ratio would be 1 orange to 2 bananas. And finally, a particular shade of orange paint has 2 cups of yellow for every 3 cups of red. And we want to circle the numbers of cups of yellow and red paint needed for 3 batches. So every batch was 2 cups of yellow to 3 cups of red. So that means this would be 2 batches, and then this 6 to 9 would be 3 batches. And that is it for your homework from lessons 3 through 6.